Hello, and welcome back to the Pretty Little Podcast. We're your hosts.
My name is Phoebe.
And my name is Caroline. And we have to think of a new way to begin these episodes because...
Well, we're still the Pretty Little Podcast.
I don't mean that. I mean, I can't say, and today we're recap. You know what I mean? Like, how do we set this scene now? Because we have no clue where this is going to go. I couldn't possibly tell you what we're going to be talking about today.
Caroline has a full agenda written out in her notebook.
Hey, Phoebe, if you don't mind, stop pulling the fucking curtain back. Have you ever seen The Wizard of Oz? I'm trying something here.
That's kind of like the best part of the movie, the climax.
But the other thing is that, like, yes, I have an analog outline in front of me for this episode, but we are not by any means following it. Like, we're going to start somewhere, and then when we need to be, like, anchored again and we need something to bring us back down to earth, down to earth, we'll check the outline. And we'll be like, thank you so much, Caroline, from the past for doing that. And
right.
She's not going to answer, but...
No, she's busy.
She's busy. Anywho, how are you? How was your unexpected additional week in Pittsburgh?
Pretty good. It's very hot.
It is miserable, actually.
And I was thinking that maybe I would get a reprieve from the heat being up. Not like, I mean, I know it's summertime, so I knew it wasn't going to be cold. But like...
Wait, hey, that's news to mom and dad that you knew it's summertime.
I know. They're so fucking annoying. Well, I'm ready for it to be fall.
Me
I
too.
just... we've talked about this before, like I just much prefer dressing in the burr months. It's so much better.
Anyone on earth who tells me that they, one, at all like, or two, like prefer summer fashion for women, you're out of your gourd. I automatically discredit anything you've ever said. And if you're a doctor, I'm writing a review. I'm saying this person is not fit to be practicing medicine.
Oh my God.
What?
That's
what, am
crazy.
I being crazy? Am I
You're
being
being
crazy
crazy
early in the app?
I am tired.
Yeah, you seem tired, and I feel like maybe do you want to hop on the Peloton or do you want to like do something to rev your engines up? Because
No, I'll get there. I'll match you in a second. I just think I have to get into the groove.
Literally doubtful.
How are you?
How am I? Loaded question. Just kidding. I'm good. It's been a long week.
It felt very long, and it felt like Friday should have been Wednesday.
Like Wednesday should have been Friday?
Yeah, like the Friday of the week felt like this past Wednesday felt like Friday. Like it should have been.
Yeah, Wednesday should have been Friday.
I had gone through an entire 5-day week, Monday through Wednesday, and I felt like it should be over.
It did feel that way. It just, and the humidity, like, it's actually miserable outside. I had to water some serious flowers this
Today
week.
was great, though, I thought.
It was okay.
It was humid, but it wasn't
The humidity
sweltering.
is what makes me want to die. Like, I'm sorry. I have a really, really locked down blowout schedule. And the humidity messes with it. I'll be honest.
You like Taylor Swift vibes. You don't have the humidity. I mean,
wait, did I ever tell you when I played that game Doppelganger with Peyton?
Did she give you Taylor Swift?
No. Oh, no. So, okay, guys, there's this game. It's called Doppelganger. In theory, it's fun. You pick out a card, and it has, like, some famous person on it. And then everyone has a dry erase board and a pen, and they write who in the room is most like that person. And then, like, you say why and everything and whatever. So we're playing it with Peyton. Peyton's excited because obviously it has dry erase pens.
Oh, yes.
Peyton is 8. Every 8-year-old loves that. And
remember in elementary school when the teachers would bring out the shaving cream?
The shaving cream?
And then you'd put it on your desk and you would we'd do like test review and you'd write the answer in the desk in the shaving cream.
I never in my life did that.
Are you serious?
I'm actually blown away how many teachers did this. Because if it was one, I think they went rogue.
No, a lot.
What?
I feel
lot?
like at
What is a
Lincoln,
lot?
I mean, I feel like for a while it was like probably maybe like 3rd through 6th grade.
What did you really have to do in 6th grade that required you to write answers in shaving cream on your desk?
I'm trying to think what class that was. Maybe it was in 6th grade.
Also, like,
But
I'm sorry.
I do feel like I did a little bit in middle school.
I need to poke some holes in this because in what world?
Hey, just to be clear, there are no holes to put. That's the truth.
In what? No, in this theory you have about your life, I'm going to poke some holes because in what world are we giving middle school boys a bunch of shaving cream and trusting them not to go absolutely berserk? Tell me.
My world, my life.
Phoebe, you're telling me everyone exhibited discipline that day.
Yeah, because it was fun.
Okay, my next question is, well, did anyone try like huffing it?
No.
Because that's the next thing we all
No, we
learn
didn't have
about.
access to the aerosol
Do
bottle.
you remember? This is actually sad.
The teacher would spray it on, like, give you a couple dollops on your desk.
Oh, I thought everyone had their own.
No,
can of
and then
shaving
you'd like
cream.
rub it all over the desk, so it's like a millimeter thick, and then you can write in it on your desk.
Do you remember that video? It was like My Strange Addiction, and the girl was addicted to. Is it Whippets?
Yeah,
You know what I mean with like the aerosol. That's what the aerosol thing.
Yeah,
I think. And she would always say, "I'm walking on sunshine." Do you remember that?
No,
We used to like watch it a lot.
who's we?
It was one of those. It was just one of those like videos that,
yeah.
was big. But
Ever like
that
knowing
was
that
never something I knew about.
knowing that Trisha Paytas was on an episode of My Strange Addiction.
Wait, she was?
Yeah, and I think she was
For what?
acting. Like it wasn't.
I don't know what's real, what's fake, but sometimes I look at the comment section for her and I'm just like, obviously she's kidding.
She's lived 1,000 lives.
She has. But who is she really? Can we get to the bottom of this? Okay, Patreon episode for this month. Who the heck is Trisha Paytas for real?
I think that could be good.
It would be
We'll talk
great, but like good
Scandals
luck.
and all.
You're
Scandals
literally
and
going to
all.
get a knock on your door and you're going to be taken to an undisclosed location.
No, I think she'd love it. I honestly think if we sent her a message,
Well, she knows us.
Yes, exactly. What were you saying about Peyton though?
Oh, so I'm like teaching her how to do it, and we do an example one. So
Okay.
we pull out the Taylor Swift card, and I'm like, okay, so if we pull this card, everyone's gonna write on their board like who in the room.
And
is the
Peyton raised
most-
her hand and said, "So for these, can you put yourself?"
Well, close. I was like, you're gonna write who you think is the most like it. So who in the room would you say is the most like Taylor Swift? And she's like, me. And I was like, okay, then yeah. And Kelly was like, what? I thought for sure she was gonna say Caroline.
Peyton's like,
and she was like,
"Why
wait."
would I say Caroline?"
No, literally, she was like, why? Peyton's like, me. Like dead serious. That's obvious.
That
And then
kid's
she
so
pulls Marilyn
funny.
Monroe and she wrote Caroline.
She wrote,
She wrote Murder She Wrote.
and that's all she wrote.
Murder She Wrote. When a heart break, no, it don't break even. Everyone's gonna hate this episode. Okay, so have you noticed the resurgence in the word rigmarole?
Yes.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Let's talk about this.
Because I thought that it was something that Mom made up.
Who's responsible for this?
Everyone's saying it, and I honestly I can't think of anybody in this moment, but I've heard it multiple times in the last like
I
week,
know.
and I'm like, wait.
And every time I've clocked it, I've been like,
used to not. I think Giggly Squad said it once.
Giggly Squad said, well, Paige said it first, and I was like, well, Paige sometimes says momisms, honestly.
Yeah.
And I think that like our moms are probably kind of similar in like a Southern versus Italian kind of way.
Yes.
But
Which there is. I mean, that is a Venn diagram that we could dive into.
we could dive into, but we won't. But then Hannah said it on the latest episode. And then I also saw it, I think, like in a TikTok, like just it's just popping up. And I'm
yeah, and I used to not hear that word outside of our
home?
four walls.
Our
And,
four walls.
and like ever.
No, I know. I know.
I don't know where. I don't know
Who's
why.
responsible?
Georgia.
Who's the Paul Revere
Mom.
of rigmarole?
Don't say Paul Revere too loudly.
Chuck Mike, I'm running. Okay, so let's talk about the Olympics because we were having a little bit of a convo about it. And have you been watching? Because I will be so for real. I haven't watched a single second of it except for what's popped up on my Twitter feed.
That's none of it.
No, because, yeah, well, I have been busy. But also, like,
You don't just like have it on.
no, I don't like just have the TV on all day. I know you do. Believe me, I know you do.
We're so different.
But I don't. Well, I spend so much of the day on my phone that it's like there's no point in me having the TV on. Like I am on the phone, on my cell phone, all the fucking time. But for the podcast or for work, because like all my work is on the phone. but like I am on that
Right.
thing
Right.
24/7 to the point that like I low-key think I'm like having a problem with my hand, but I don't want to talk about it. If you talk about it, it becomes
Wait,
real.
that's so funny. Caroline
Mhm.
opens the door to the conversation and then immediately sees me
Shuts it
like
back up.
go to get in and goes, bah! and,
Get out.
and it's
Stay out.
padlocked.
Good luck getting in. Anyway, so back to the Olympics.
I watched the opening ceremonies. We
Mhm.
kind of briefly touched on them before we realized that we weren't going to talk again like this for like
dude, it's
the
been
entire
a long
it's actually
time.
been the entire Olympics because we recorded the day of the opening ceremonies and the closing ceremonies are Sunday.
Oh my god, I literally missed
You missed
it.
the whole thing. You literally missed the whole thing.
You know what, but I did get the highlights.
yes, but
Thank you, social media, for just being a highlight
did
reel.
you see anything
Says no one
from the Did you see anything from the opening ceremony?
No, but I did hear that we were wearing jeans, we being Americans.
Yeah.
What'd you
I
think
didn't
about it?
hate the jeans as much as everybody else did. I didn't
Namely Paige DeSorbo.
Yeah, I didn't love the outfits as much as I normally expect myself to because I love Ralph Lauren and I kind of always love what he does with the looks.
Pause. Ralph Lauren or Ralph Lauren? Which one? I know
Well-
it's like
Well, it's Ralph
bitchy.
Lauren. It is Ralph Lauren.
It is.
And it's been confirmed on multiple occasions that it's Ralph Lauren.
Okay, you're mad at me, and I'm
No, I'm mad at
literally
the
just
general
asking.
population
Okay.
who thought that they were gonna come off as like there are these people that decided that Ralph Lauren was gonna be like the Porsche of clothing, and people who were wealthy said Ralph Lauren,
You know,
and people that are wealthy say Porsche. Like people that can afford the things say it one way, but it is just Ralph Lauren.
well, that's great to know because I never felt good
About saying Ralph
Lauren
Lauren.
ever. Just like I never feel good about saying Porsche. Every time I say it, I feel like I have to like. be
It has
like-
to be a joke.
Yeah, but then it's like if I say Porsche, like I cannot have anyone thinking I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I'm one of you guys. Don't worry. But were you there when I said Porsche or something, and Dad was like, "What?" and absolutely read me for filth for calling it a Porsche, and I was like, "Dad, that's actually what it's called." And he's like, "No, it isn't." He goes, "Hey Alexa, how do you say Porsche?" And she goes, "A Porsche," and like says that. And he was like, "What the fuck?" And I just thought it was so interesting because he was like, "Well, don't say that. It sounds so like no one says that." Dad is exactly the kind of person that would,
Say
that.
Porsche.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'm like the only reason you don't like it is because you didn't think of it first. Like that's it. Because
Wait,
he
Dad
is
can-
Mr. Name Brand.
Dad's who started calling it Ralph Lauren.
Dad, literally, it's Dad or a carbon copy, which by the way is Phoebe Connell. We have all observed that Phoebe is just morphing. You know how Hermione?
Wait, last night at Bocce. Yes, I went to Bocce last night.
There, you're just gonna let that hang.
Last night at Bocce, Dad and I like stayed at one end of the court and we were watching the others throw from the other side. And Mom came back over and said, "We were all just laughing because you and Dad were in the exact same pose, holding your beer the exact same way, and just watching really closely where the balls were going."
Yeah.
And
Wordlessly.
then we were like, whatever. And then it would happen again. And we put our foot out at the same time.
What do
And
you
we
mean? Put
bo-
your foot
and we
out.
both-
Get up. Show me.
we both like clocked
She's
it.
doing it. She's actually doing it. You guys can't freaking believe this. You both did that at the same time. What?
Yeah.
What a nightmare. It's so embarrassing.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
it is my life.
It is your life,
But-
which is embarrassing, but that's fine.
I normally like you know that I love a preppy look. So I normally am like excited to see the Ralph Lauren looks.
oh, we're back on that.
The jeans I wasn't so sure about. I didn't like the belts, I don't think. But whatever. The opening ceremonies, here are my thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts. The first one I'm gonna get out of the way is, okay, I think we needed to pick one. We needed to do the opening ceremony on the Seine, or we needed to do the triathlon in the Seine. I don't think spending over $1 billion to clean up the dirtiest river in the world. And guys, by dirty, I mean like it's the sewer system.
And also, clean up is in quotations, because I'll tell you one of the things I have seen about the Olympics
Is the E. coli.
is that one quote. What did someone say? They're like, there were things I felt and saw in the Seine that I never want to think or talk about. I was like, oh my God, what horrors.
I know, literally. And well, probably the fucking catacombs. I don't know. And
It's just like sludge.
I'm like, regardless of even if they were to clean it up, why are we putting motorboats in the river right before? Like,
yeah.
okay, pick one. There has to be another body of water in France or France adjacent where you can do the triathlon.
Well, my other question is for, I guess, anyone who does the Olympic stuff is like, did no one think about that? Like, no, how do we, and this is like actually a much broader question because I frequently am like, some decisions are being made in rooms around the world that blow my mind. And I'm just like,
it took me like 2 connecting thoughts to think of something that's going to go
and I'm
wrong.
like, you know, that went through 5,000 people. And so
not
are we all
one of
just
them?
scared of each other and you don't want to say it?
I bet that's what it is.
Hey, by the way, that means you're bad at your job. Just saying. If you will let the quality of your work suffer because you're too afraid to tell your coworkers or your boss that something's not right here, you're not good at your job.
What they should have done with the Seine was they should have not told anybody that the plan was to do the triathlon in there. Still try to clean it up secretly, quietly. I guess they needed the taxpayer money, but I don't know. I'm sure there was a way they could have not publicized that was part of the plan. Have a backup location and see if you can do it. And if you can do it, great. But if you can't, then don't.
I can't wait for someone to respond and be like, so logistically, like, there's absolutely no way that could be done. And let me tell you why. You know what I mean? Because that solution sounds so simple, but I know there's absolutely no way that could happen.
I really don't foresee that happening. We had the surfers in fucking Tahiti.
What?
The surfers were in Tahiti.
No, I know, but what are you saying? You don't see that?
I don't see that. I don't see why that's not possible.
Oh.
And I can't see anybody finding a way. It's impossible. But the interesting thing about the opening ceremonies was that they kind of decided to make the main character of this whole spectacle this, and I'm sure I might come across as insensitive to French people, I guess, but like I don't know why the fuck he was faceless. A faceless like member of the revolution was running through this fucking city. Let me set the scene for you.
Yeah, because I am lost.
We start in the arena where this guy is like carrying the torch and
faceless man?
No, this is like a regular guy.
Regular old guy.
And he is assuming that he's gonna like bring the torch into the opening ceremony that's taking place in the stadium. And then there's this like Olympic tennis player maybe that comes in and takes it, and he's like, psych bitch, the opening ceremony is happening on the Seine, you fucking loser. And he takes it and he runs, and
they're like, get him!
He's like,
after him!
He's like,
the torch!
He's like hopping on cars. This is
what?
He's hopping.
And the civilians are like, ow! I have a convertible!
He's hopping on cars, and then like through cafes and like everything. And then he runs into these like 3 little fucking misfit kids who take the torch from him. And they somehow end up in the catacombs. They're running with the torch through the catacombs. Then they get into this sewer, which is giving like the scene in Ratatouille when they're in the sewer.
It's giving bad freaking news.
And hey, by the way, guys, Ratatouille nowhere to be found. Not one Ratatouille reference was made.
Interesting.
Not one Remy reference was made.
Did they make any Emily in Paris references?
No.
Oh, I just assumed.
If they're not making a Ratatouille reference.
Okay, well, I'm obviously kidding. God, can someone give Phoebe a joke book? She never heard of a freaking joke.
That's the first one.
Wait, some of my students do have auditions, and they have to bring in a joke, and they have to recite a joke. And it's as if I, like, let me tell you, I could give them a comedic monologue, and they would be amazing. I give them a joke, and they're like, I actually don't know how to read anymore. Like, it was the most intimidating thing I could have done. And I'm like, just be funny. Oh my God. They really struggle with the jokes. I'm kidding. They are funny, but like, well, it is the kind of thing where you have to get over how cheesy it is to tell a joke.
It's hard with jokes that are very much like lead up punchline. It's like when it's a more when it is like more like a monologue where it's like a stand up thing where it's like you're leading into the punchline.
Well, that's
there's
what
a bunch
this
of build up.
These are like story jokes, but it just was like they could not get past, because I think in their mind they're like everything has to be like realistic, like when you're but like the joke, it's like the whole point of the joke is to lean into the cheese of it, or they would just ask you to do a funny monologue.
I see.
Anyway, back to the opening ceremony.
So they're in this sewer, and then this boat arrives, and this is where we meet
in the sewer.
Yeah, so we meet this faceless. This is where we meet the faceless.
Okay, the faceless
fucking bandit. I don't know. Google a picture of it. Well, I just want you to be able to picture what the fuck.
I've got something in my head. It's like Zorro.
It's like a Les Mis character with the.
So what am I googling? Faceless French man? Like I don't know.
In the Olympic opening ceremonies, it was the main character. It'll come up.
Oh, okay.
So it's this guy. Picks the kid.
Is he a fencing guy?
No, I think he's supposed to be like a member of the revolution, but I think he's faceless, so that it's like he's all of France.
He's an everyman, yeah.
And at this point, the instrumental of the Phantom of the Opera starts to play.
Okay.
Which if you're like me, you're also like, is Andrew Lloyd Webber French? Like, why
is Andrew Lloyd Webber competing?
I know that
in the break dancing.
Like I know that it takes place in France, but it doesn't feel like I like think of Phantom of the Opera when I think of French culture.
Well, like why not Les Mis? Why not One Day More? You know?
Oh, don't worry. They do Les Mis later. So at this point, the kids get in the boat. Then the kids leave at some point, and this fucking man starts doing parkour around France.
Okay.
Around Paris, on top of buildings, and also, by the way, torrential downpour.
All right.
It's pouring down rain.
This is live?
Yes.
Huh.
And so all the boats are coming down with all the whatever, but we're going back and forth with like all this stuff. Then Lady Gaga performs. Yes, again, if you're confused thinking, is Lady Gaga from France? No, she's not.
What did she perform?
Just like a French
Love
song.
Rose.
Not that song, but people thought she was going to do that. But I mean, it was beautiful what she sang.
It wasn't French?
It was French. It was a French song.
Okay.
I don't know what. It wasn't that song. She played some piano, fun dancing. But again, it's pouring. It's a miracle people didn't die.
She goes, drop everything now. and then suddenly she's singing a Taylor Swift song.
Then we go into a library, and this is where we're like, it's the city of love. And
it's the scene from 10 Things I Hate About You with Bianca.
And we kind of watch a throuple happen. Live on
What do you mean we watch it happen?
Like we watch
like
three people
threesome?
like start to fall in love and then start to like laugh and kiss and like all this stuff in the library.
So we see a love story.
Yes. But I'm like, okay, out of everything certain people were going to get angry about post opening ceremony, I really thought it was going to go in that direction, not the direction it went in. The best part of the opening ceremony was, well, not the best, second to best, was when he gets onto this runway, the masked man, and he starts like slide, like he'll like slide into this thing and stand up, like wonderful dancing. Mm-hmm. Apparently the dancers went on strike. Some of the tweets were mean because the tweets were like,
no way, people on Twitter are historically nice.
Some of the tweets were like, not only is it raining, but you can also really tell how many rehearsals we got in here.
Love that.
It was an interesting opening ceremony, that's for sure. And then obviously
it sure sounds that way.
It concludes with one of the greatest moments in the world, which was Celine Dion performing on top of the Eiffel Tower. Her first performance since we found out she was sick.
Wow.
And you know that video of her where she says, I will sing again.
Yes.
Oh my God. I mean, I was watching it while I was working and just like, and I'm not even like,
you were bawling and then you got a call and you had to answer and they're like, can you turn on your camera?
I'm like,
like for personal reasons.
And we're both in tears. Both people
like, are you watching too?
But yeah, I do love the Olympics. I love what it does for like team spirit. Mm-hmm. And I also just feel like it does kind of like I love that everybody except for Caroline is watching.
Spoken like someone who absolutely lived and died for spirit assemblies in high school. Okay, so our thoughts on the Olympics are a little different. I will say I have very, very, very fond memories in the summer being at the beach house and watching the Olympics with like the family like that. it always does feel like that. But I just honestly have not.
It's also hard when it's in a different time zone.
Yeah. Yes, that's a good point.
Like,
and I don't care about that many things in it. Like I maybe care about gymnastics. But here are my thoughts on the Olympics. Okay, number 1, why is there not a reality show for this? Then I'd watch the Olympics.
I
You bet
agree.
your bottom dollar I would be tuned in if we had live feeds on Paramount Plus for the Olympians. Hello.
yes, in the Olympic Village, I need that.
Remember that time we heard they were all like fucking like animals?
Yeah.
And then they gave them bad beds
And
so
then
that
in
they
COVID,
can't.
they were like, you can't.
Yeah, they're like, stop it.
And this year, they said that they were passing out condoms like it was.
But also apparently the beds are like cardboard.
They are.
Did you see that? Like, here's the other thing. I think if you're competing in the Olympics and you're representing your country should just pay your rent for you. Because tell me why Flava Flav is covering someone's rent because they're an Olympian, but they can't afford to pay their rent this month.
That's crazy. That, and also like, I don't understand the mattress situation when it's literally the Olympic Games. Like,
Don't we want them to be well rested?
Exactly.
And
maybe that
they're all
should
in,
come down
physical therapy
to the home countries, and it should be like, they should have to get you a mattress or whatever. But
it's interesting to me. But I really do think we need a reality show. Like that would, I know maybe we don't want them to be distracted, but maybe like instead of just having so much sex,
let's not tell them.
Yes.
It'll be like
hey,
buried
the Big
in
Brother contestants are not distracted. They're not distracted by the fact that they're on a show.
Guys,
We're
they
gonna
are
get into
locked
that.
fucking in.
And are you?
Yeah, I watched the live feeds for like 6 hours today.
Yes. Okay, wait, but I need to get back to the Olympics because Giggly Squad also made a really good point. Paige made this really good point, and I think I agree with her. She was like, it's so telling about like men too, because somehow our world's on fire. Like everything is bad. So many bad things are happening in the world right now. But some guys are still like, yeah, but I want to know who the fastest runner is. Yeah, but all that aside, I'm dying to know who hits the best basketball or baseball. But you know what I mean? Like, what? When you really think about it, it's like...
Guys, I just want you to know that I ended up not correcting either of the things Caroline said because I was trying to pick which one I was gonna correct, and then
What?
she just went going.
Hit that basketball.
And then you said baseball.
Hit the baseball.
Baseball's not an Olympic sport, and
Oh, yeah, it is, because I was looking up the Olympic sports earlier, and I don't know why I'm talking like that. And baseball/softball was one.
I haven't seen a lick of baseball.
Well, maybe it's because it's a different time zone. Maybe you're not as locked in as you thought.
Well, I got my multi-view. I will say Peacock fucking knocked it out of the park with the viewing experience of the Olympics. The coolest technology you can even think of. You can have multi-view.
Not as cool as the AI arena.
You can,
and Big Brother.
which we'll get to that. I'm like, okay, so this is just,
Oh, yeah, I kind of love it though.
but I'm like, this isn't AI. This is still just a producer and like, figuring out what, and then it's just the same
Well,
fucking
yeah,
thing.
it's just a theme. It's called
But-
suspension of disbelief.
Right.
Ah.
You can have multi-view and you can pick 4 events to watch at one time, and then you can like make certain ones bigger depending on what's
Phoebe's in
going
her
on.
Element.
And then also
She's in the
there's
control room.
the gold zone's the best because they'll go back and forth between like the most important things that are happening. Like if like a gold medal is about to be won, like they'll tell you. I mean, they did a great job, and they
Good
sent
job,
everybody
Peacock.
that matters there. Kelly Clarkson's there, and that is all that I fucking needed.
Hey, did you see her music video for Breakaway was circulating?
Yes.
How did I miss the fact that it was a promo for Princess Diaries too?
I don't know.
It's so funny.
I love it.
Her in those sunglasses,
So
standing on
fucking
the red
funny.
carpet of
And-
Princess Diaries 2, not in the movie.
And by the way,
Was the song even written for the movie?
no. And by the way, Anne Hathaway posting a happy
to her
birthday.
grid.
But like before Kelly Clarkson said anything about the birthday of Breakaway, her breakout single, Anne Hathaway posted to her grid a happy birthday first and foremost to the song, secondary then she said
Princess
to
Diaries
Princess
2.
Diaries 2, which it being the sequel is so funny. Happy Birthday Princess Diaries 2 is
2.
hysterical. And the first thing in the carousel is a clip from the music video followed by a bunch of behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And then Kelly Clarkson posted the exact same thing like a
How
day
funny would
later.
it be if like we looked and Kelly Clarkson didn't even like follow Anne Hathaway? Like they don't know each other. She just like posted that. She's like, well, I can't acknowledge Princess Diaries 2 without acknowledging Breakaway. It's actually so funny that was a music video. I could not believe it. How it's like her standing on the red carpet in those glasses, just like.
And she's not even like a celebrity yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I know she was America's sweetheart
Yes,
at the
of
time,
course.
but like
Don't
she
forget
wasn't
that.
like
She did rock our. She was a celebrity.
And that
actually.
was
she was
was-
a big celebrity.
that was democracy.
But then they have her going in the movie theater actually like watching, and she's like got the iconic scene we always talk about when you go to a movie theater and they show you a girl like eating popcorn and laughing and like getting startled and like all that. Like that's what Kelly Clarkson's doing, still in the sunglasses.
Guys, Caroline loves seeing movies so much that the last couple times we've like the last movie we went to go see, which I'm sure we'll get into today, she was like totally fine sitting in the second row from the screen.
Well, it was our only option.
Tonight we were gonna go see a movie, and she was like, okay, if we're gonna go at 10:10, are you fine sitting in like the second row? And like Caroline from I feel like a year and a half ago, that would not have been, we wouldn't have gone to see a movie.
Well, it depends on if I really am in the mood to see a movie. Like if I really want to go see it. I
That
also
doesn't
have
take you
found
out
my
of it, though?
space. Sometimes, but that I actually didn't think, well, now that the chairs recline, I didn't think that second row was that bad.
No, it wasn't. But I mean also like sitting in close quarters.
I hated that. The only reason I put us there is because it was a second row and I was like, it's worse if you're on the end, so I'll just sit in the middle. But the other chairs hadn't been booked, when I did that. So no, the reason I said that about the movie at 10:10 was like that would have been the preferable time probably, but we would have had to sit in the second row. But if you were
Right.
down for the 10:45, we had a little more.
Which, by the way, guys, I wasn't.
Options, yeah. So anyway, and my last thing is that there are some really stupid Olympic game categories and also some made up things. Number 1, flag football. That's an intramural sport, not an Olympic sport. Okay? Phoebe, come on.
It is an Olympic sport, though.
That's
like,
so dumb. I'm sorry if you're a flag football player, Olympian. Good for you. But like find a different sport. Okay.
Caroline looking medaled Olympians dead in the eye.
Good for you.
But your sport is a fucking joke.
It's a total joke to me. Okay? It's literally a joke to me. And so that's that one. Modern pentathlon. What the fuck is a pentathlon?
I don't know what that is. I haven't
Thank
seen
God,
that one.
because I was 100% expecting you to be like, oh, that's this, and tell me what it is because you know everything about like sports now, apparently. And then trampoline.
Dude, did you see the cameraman for the trampoline?
No, you again didn't watch any of
The
this.
cameraman is literally just like,
He's also bouncing. Oh no.
well, no, he has his.
What if he was on the trampoline, just like doing the pencil jump with the camera?
He's a GoPro strapped to his
Yeah.
chest. Oh my God! God forbid he falls.
Well,
How
he's on a
embarrassing!
trampoline.
I know, but God forbid he like fucks up. Is what I mean.
Oh well. Well, yes, of course. All right, let's move on to Big Brother.
We're not even gonna talk about the breakdancing.
Oh, right. Well, I'll actually explain why that's not on this list. And that's because I saw it's called like breaking. And I was like, if that's breakdancing, no, it isn't. And I had seen that video, that girl flopping around. And I was
And
like,
that's the perfect way. She looks like a fish out of water.
I know that's exactly what I thought she was. I thought it was a joke video of a girl flopping around. And I'm like, when you really take it out of context, who's really the cultured one? Because I'm looking at you like you look insane right now. And everyone is watching
breakdancing
you.
before, and I'm like,
Phoebe's actually performed breakdancing before.
The thing about breakdancing this year is that this is the first year this is an Olympic, so literally everybody's
Oh, it
watching you
is?
because people have been excited, and it started today. Like today, the Olympics are almost over, but today was the first day.
I mean, how
of breaking.
anticlimactic.
And people were excited. They were like, "Oh my God, what's this gonna like be like?" And
I mean, literally, it's like it's
But-
giving
but to-
inchworm.
but to be clear, though, I don't know that it was anticlimactic for the world.
well,
I think it was
if you
actually
are
beyond our,
expecting-
it was
now,
beyond
Phoebe,
our wildest dreams.
Phoebe, I want you to think about little Phoebe. Okay, she's 7.
Well, right.
She's wearing a fedora
Mm-hmm.
and a tie, and her face is bright red.
Well, if I'm gonna be
Hey,
breakdancing,
I'm
I'm
talking.
probably not wearing the
I'm
tie.
talking. I'm talking right now. Her face is bright red because she's been dancing, breaking in the basement for a few hours. The door's locked. She comes upstairs, huffing and puffing a little bit, red, sweaty. And she's like, guys, I want to show you one of my moves. And we're like,
Imagine the rug
okay.
burn.
And then she's like, it's called the roll around dig out. And we're like, of course it is.
Wait, I kind of ate with that name.
Yeah, roll around dig out is crazy.
That's epic.
And it also tells me everything I need to know about the move.
Oh my God, we're getting shirts that say, oh my God, on the back. Roll
Did
around,
I just unlock a memory? Like we've talked about this
I know,
before.
but now I'm like seeing it from a whole new perspective.
Roll around dig out
on the back
is objectively crazy.
Roll around dig out. EIGHT on the front.
All right, I'm gonna let you design that one. Wow. Next comfort colors
watch
tea
it.
incoming.
I know it's gonna be a sweatshirt. It's gonna be like one of those like sweatshirts that has like really big text on the back and like a fun font.
Okay.
That looks good.
All right. Good luck with that design. Can't wait to see it. But back to the roll around dig out. So every time it was a little different because, well, she created it, so she can change the rules if she wants to.
Yes.
But she would like come get a running start, come out of the kitchen. We're all on the deck, you guys. And maybe this picture, we're on the deck.
Which, by the way, guys,
It's also where we watch Chairs of the Horror.
Wait, maybe we can get tomorrow at the party. We can get a little.
Oh my God, we're gonna be like, okay, Lily, you're calling Caitlin Chaka.
You're calling Mr. Crowley chair.
You're calling me Sparky. Jackie is, I think, tree. Mom's leaf or something. I don't know.
This bitch was
Not
crazy.
me being Sparky. Not Caitlin being Chaka. What the fuck is Chaka?
I don't think I had a nickname.
No, I think you did. I'm sure you did. Lily was a crazy
Creative kid.
She
That's so funny.
There was also a person on the moon named Doofnoff who she and her best friend Tess would talk to. Whatever that was.
Crazy.
Whatever Doofnoff
But
was.
Lily,
I only want to see you do the Apples dance, and the one that I'm going to teach you after this, which, by the way, you guys went crazy for Phoebe doing the dance. So I guess she's got to make more appearances on the talk, huh? Yeah. But
maybe we'll do it
Phoebe is
tomorrow.
famously a breakdancer, is my point, okay? She had the look. She had the moves. She had the creativity.
I was what some might call the total package.
She sure was. She sure was. And more. And actually even more than you even bargained for or asked for or wanted sometimes.
Mhm.
Just kidding. Never
Okay.
enough is how I feel about you.
Me too.
Okay, so moving right along. Okay, are we done with the Olympics now?
Yeah, I mean, when we get to my rotation,
I'm
we
like
might
literally asleep. I'm
bring
so
it up
bored.
again. But
Wait, are you Nightmare or Dream?
dream.
Well, of course. She's talking about the Olympics, her favorite thing on earth. Okay, let's talk about Big Brother, my favorite thing on earth.
Yeah,
How are you feeling?
good.
You get it.
I do, and
It's actually been a very exciting, like, typically things don't get this exciting until later on.
dude, but I do worry about you going on the show.
Really? Why? I can't imagine why.
Well, you're number one. You're very competitive, which I know is an advantage in some ways.
Yeah, well, I'd win everything. So that'd be actually a
but
major
my
advantage.
fear though is the if you don't,
What?
or like if you misunderstand a rule or something in a game.
Impossible. I'll ask the question.
No, but I mean like, or like if you think someone else like cheated, like
Well, they wouldn't because there are cameras on them all the time. So surely no one would be stupid enough to try anything. But if they did, I imagine I wouldn't be the only one who expressed concerns about it.
I also just think some of these people are so fucking annoying, and I think you would like really have a tough time.
Well, good news for you is a lot of people on the internet think I'm really fucking annoying. So it's like, let's just fight fire with fire.
Okay.
Okay, imagine me in this house. Like, who am I friends with? Who am I not friends with? Who am I in an alliance with?
I think you're chill with Angela, but not.
Angela actually
Close with her.
loves me. Angela
But
loves
you're
me,
like-
and I'm like I'm like so on Angela's side, and then behind her back, I'm like, oh my God, I'm looking at the cameras like that.
I kind of see you as a lone wolf a little bit.
Yeah, well, I know because
But
that's one of the things that makes me like, I'm like, I don't think I'd be so good at immediately getting into alliances, and a lot of people think that I'm like, not intimidating, but
I
that is
think
what
you'd
the
have
word
to
they
go
use.
in like
I need to be very like not,
you need to
the
treat
way
it
I
like you're
am.
acting
yeah,
and like go in and act more like a Leah, like
yeah,
like,
until they know me, and then I can.
and then you can just be your
me.
goofy self.
Just be my goofy self.
But I think you'd be fine with Leah, even though I think Leah's annoying.
Yeah,
I think maybe like Chelsea.
I would like her.
Maybe.
I like
But she,
Chelsea.
I think, was being a little bit mean on the feeds yesterday.
Well, then I probably love her. That is what I'm like, would need to watch it is the thing. But I've already like, okay, in my mind, I'm going on Big Brother next year. And in my mind, I'm like, what are we going to do about the show? What are we going to do about the podcast?
Well,
We're going to have to like batch record.
No, you're not. I'll just do it.
Oh, great. Oh, Phoebe's famously so good at solo app. So it's perfect. Anyway.
Well, no, every week it'll be, I mean, we'll take a break from Gossip Girl and we'll watch.
We'll have enough Patreon episodes that you can just release those.
Well, no, it'll be, I love how we are acting like you were signed up for the show.
I have been acting like this every night in my head.
But
That's not the only thing I've been thinking about.
But, no, we would just do Big Brother. We just
But I wouldn't be there. So you'd have to have someone else come on every
or
week.
I would just do it.
Oh my God, wait, you could have like our friends come on and you could watch the episodes and like have like Steven and Clyde and Kelly and
Oh my
Amber,
God, I'd
you
have
know?
to like I'd have to quit my job and
You would.
and
At
take,
that point, the podcast will be sustaining us
take
next year.
take notes watching the feeds.
Yeah.
I'm like, Caroline made a fool of herself
Mom,
here, and
Mom
here.
will be watching the feeds. Mom
Mom
suddenly
was-
has like caffeine patches all over her body, so
Mom
she can
was
watch it
watching-
24/7.
Mom was watching Big Brother with me the other day, and she was like, if she goes on that show, I am not going to be able to watch.
Wait, okay, but like we have to acknowledge how fucking funny it is that all of us are like just acting like that's a very real possibility. Like not only am I thinking logistics all the time, so are you. You came into this conversation saying, I worry about you going on that show. And then you tell me that Mom was like, if she goes on that show. And it's like, hey, not even like on anyone's radar right now. Like we're just saying I would love to be on it one day.
Yeah.
But I'm just manifesting it. I'm just like putting it into the universe. But I decided that like if I end up applying this year, if I put in an application by the end of this year, and we'll see how my mental health's doing, that will be the deciding factor. But if I do, then January 1, babe, I'm starting like a mind, body, soul revamp because I would have to train like a crazy person. Like I would need to be in therapy so intensely. My meds would have to be so good. And then I would also need to be in like the best physical shape of my life. So I would need to start like working on that. I know that, but the one thing I like is that like everyone who goes on the show is not.
Yeah.
Like you don't really have to be, but like again, because I'm so competitive, like there's one challenge you haven't seen yet. They do it every year. It's called The Wall.
You told me about it.
Yeah, so like that, I would really need to work on my upper body strength, but also like my mind and memory. I'd be doing like memory games. I'd be doing logic puzzles. I would be doing things to stretch my brain all the time. I would be looking for an American Ninja Warrior in the neighborhood. There is one to help me do like some obstacle courses and things like that.
There is one.
I would be like training. I would be like building an internet presence that's ready to vote for me for whatever I need. I'm already doing that. So I'm really seriously like considering going on next year. So
And
hey
that's
guys,
clear.
if you want to have me on, but I do think like it could get dicey. But like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna not do it.
Yeah.
If they call me and not break down my door, I'm like not gonna say no. But how funny would it be now that you've seen it? Imagine me and Clyde go on, we pretend we don't know each other. And we just like work the house and then we're the final two. And the jury has to decide like who wins, but everyone's like, we fucking hate both of them so much. And now that we know they're friends because they spent the last night just like kikiing and like having fun and like gossiping and talking shit on all of us.
Can we pick Julie?
Yeah, hey, Chenbot, it's you. By the way, Joseph got some points with me for calling her Chenbot.
Yeah, I don't know why I voted for him.
You
I
did?
wanted to vote for
Amber got in
Ruvina.
your head, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amber.
Amber. Wait, how funny is Amber's addiction to the show?
Amber texts us this morning and says
They're
they're
awake.
starting to wake up.
I love that you're getting to see the side of Amber.
Sorry, that is so many. There's not. And
Some of them are awake.
And by the way, Amber didn't text us like, "Hey" or like "Good morning" or anything. She was just like, "Some of them are awake," and also like,
and it's like, who are them? Like,
exactly. It's not like some of the people are on Big Brothers, but like the feeds are starting
our
to
sins
get active.
are stirring.
Some of them are awake. It's so funny.
So fun. It is so they are starting to wake up. Some of them are awake. It's hilarious. She loves the show and she's the reason I really started watching. Like Clyde has loved the show and Clyde it's interesting. For a really long time, Clyde was like, I'm going on Big Brother. I'm going on Big Brother. But not so much anymore. I wonder what changed.
Maybe he decided that if you two got, or if one of you
No.
got on,
Dude,
and-
could you actually imagine, though, Clyde and I, are we the first people out? Or we at least have to make it to jury house so that we can just hang? No, but how fucking funny would that be?
it would be
If we acted like we
crazy.
just met in the house
And
and
would you
hate each
let
other.
America in on?
Yeah, I think so. But we probably, like, it would probably be the kind of thing that the production would want to be like, you have to keep it under wraps for like the first 4 weeks or something.
What I love about the feeds and the Twitter community that watch is that they are, number one, so mean.
so mean.
Like, so mean. And also,
I
like,
will not. Here's the thing, though. Somebody actually needs to go into all my technology and block Twitter and Reddit from my phone if I go on that show.
yeah,
Like, for real. Those two apps, I can't be on them.
ever again.
Because, yeah. People would not like me that much. Or they'd just say stuff. Who knows?
And you know they always do, just
They-
say stuff.
They do always do say stuff.
But they are, and they literally, okay, they are. First of all, Quinn is in love with Leah.
So
Like,
is Cam. And it's just giving me
Quinn
like, it's
would-
giving him into Summer Night's Dream.
Quinn would literally do anything for Leah to look at him.
Which is interesting.
And the entire meeting that they had, I mean, Amber and I nailed it on the head. We were like, he is doing whatever he can for this meeting to last as long as fucking possible. But people on Twitter were like, Quinn and Leah want to be memes and like
Yeah.
want to be like those people so badly that it's coming across as so unlikable.
Yeah. And
It's-
unfortunately, Tucker's doing a little bit of that too now. Like, but I
I hated his
would
little
follow
fucking fit.
Tucker to the end of the earth. Like,
His-
I'm obsessed with him.
His little like, I hated what he wore.
Oh, I hate. Well, but he was weird in the latest episode. Like, he was talking weird, and I didn't like the look. And then he just like kept like whatever. But also the fight with Cedric when he kept calling him bro and dog and like whatever. Did you watch the like extended version on feeds?
No, I didn't.
It was long, and like when there's no music under it, and
It's
Cedric's
in-
just like. And the crazy thing is, they're both right.
Yeah.
Like Cedric's like, no, I said
But
this,
and it's interesting to see how they edit it together in the show when you've already watched
Mhm.
it, because like with that fight they only affirmed Cedric's side of
Yeah.
it, and because they
Yeah, I
flashed
noticed
back
that.
and they were like, okay, that was said, but they didn't do the same thing for
It's
Tucker.
interesting too because I'm sure you've seen on Twitter they call certain watchers casuals, and those are the
Mhm.
people that like aren't on Twitter.
to see who they like.
Yeah, and
is
it's
interesting.
It's usually like the exact opposite because they're not watching feeds.
They don't get the full picture.
So they're literally getting the edited, produced version.
Yeah.
But if
I
you're
bet
watching
Leah's
feeds,
a fave. I bet
you do.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
on
them.
Facebook. Yeah, they hate Angela.
Yes, which is crazy. Because I think Angela's a freaking queen.
She is so funny.
Sorry,
Her
the eye roll?
talking to Brooklyn and going, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be fine. And like she's fully pretending to cry, and Brooklyn leaves and she goes,
Did you see today? She's trying to make herself cry like so
with
hard.
Brooklyn?
No, this is later. She's getting ready to cry to walk into another room with tears rolling down her face. And she's literally like she's standing
How
in her,
can you hate her?
She is standing in her room like,
That is so.
and she's
She
like-
needs a little
she-
Vic stick.
She literally goes,
she's using.
she goes, I cannot get them to come. I cannot get them to come. Shit. She's like, okay. She
Oh my god, that's so
I also loved, oh my gosh,
funny.
they were having like this big meeting today in one room. It was, I think they had this in the episode where Cedric was like explaining what they were all like, Cedric, what was the plan? Like they're saying
Yeah.
that this wasn't the plan. What was it? And Angela opens the door and everybody basically goes,
Oh wait, I
Everybody
saw that. And she
basically
goes,
gasped.
"Oh, I can hear every word you're saying."
So I
That
just,
part?
I just thought I'd come in. But the way everybody, she walks in and it's like,
I know. Well, when Tucker gives her the veto and she just, oh my god, really? It's like, Angela, enough of this, please, God.
it's
Enough.
crazy. I'm glad Kenny's gone.
Why are Rabina and Tucker still being so fucking annoying together, though?
I can't stand Rubino.
She's driving me a little nuts with her, like,
No, but I
poor
also
baby.
just like don't
stop
get.
it.
I don't get
I
like
want her to be cool.
exactly. She looks like she should
really
be.
cool. And
But I
like,
guess Tucker is like hot and looks really cool, but he's also kind of weird.
Tucker is exactly my type. He is an Italian man who is like charming and good looking, but fucking weird and so weird and like just not afraid to like be the enemy, be polarizing, be what do you see?
Nothing.
Oh, I thought there was a bug. Are you hot?
No.
I am sweating
We are in polar opposite outfits.
because it looks good. Well, that's fine because it looks good. Okay, but so you're liking it. So who are you like wanting to win? Like if you could pick,
Angela.
dude, I would love to see Angela
I
win.
mean, it'd be awesome. I want MJ gone.
MJ's gonna be gone soon, I think.
She's so annoying.
She is
And
annoying.
the fact like she has this vendetta against Angela over a boy that she knew for 4 days. Like,
dude, and what is with her talking about her brother like this?
dude,
She
okay,
won't stop
this
it.
is another thing is I bet casuals like her, but they don't in the way that she talks. She and Leah are both so two-faced.
Mm-hmm.
And we see all of that when you're watching the feeds. But and we see the conversation where MJ says that she's so upset she's to marry another man because she just wants to marry her brother.
Oh my god.
Yeah, America didn't see that.
I know, and that's what I mean. Like they really, and I feel like the produced version that is put on television is the Julie Chen version. You know what I mean?
It's the John 3:16 version.
Dude, when Brooklyn comes out and is like, God is good, I'm still here. And she goes, God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. We have work.
She is
I don't know what, I mean, she is so weird.
I do think she's a robot.
She's like lore now though. Like she, you know what I mean? She's just like,
Well, Chenbot was perfect because she does like have that
what's
like
up, Chembot? I was like,
also the when
no one's ever said that to her face.
when Kenny's talking,
That I know of.
when Kenny's talking and she's just like she could not believe what he's saying because to her obviously this game is life and
Yeah.
people should be like kissing her feet because they're on the show.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, I wanted to get on because she led the conversation
She's
and
like, how dare you ruin my game?
she's like, you've wanted to be on this game for so long, and then all of a sudden you're like,
she's like,
you're bitching
all
out.
talk. You're all talk.
And he's like, well, yeah, I really miss my kids. She goes, how old are your kids? She's literally like,
it's only gonna get harder.
Oh, at the age your kids are? What the fuck does that
well,
mean?
it was weird when he's like, well, 5 years ago this would have been way better. It's like 5 years ago when your
they
kids
were
were like 1 and 4.
When they were
When your
crying,
wife
and
was
your
like,
wife would have had to deal with them.
Still nursing, probably. Yeah.
I need a brat edit to Julie Chen. Moonbest.
360. I agree. I think we need one. All right, someone.
And
Get on it.
I also I liked Matt's exit interview when she was like, this is the news you've missed.
Well, she did it for Lisa too.
Oh, I missed that one.
She said about Biden stepping down.
in the assassination.
No, she didn't say anything about the assassination, but she said that Biden stepped down, and I think she said Kamala took over, but I'm not sure.
She said, and breaking news is that Kamala is brat. So
Kamala is brat,
and I'm not going to elaborate on what brat is, but
love one another. But she's just so awkward. I mean, she's so awkward.
I'm
That
also
would be
like-
the main reason I wouldn't want to be evicted. Is like, no, I have to talk to Julie.
did Ellen start ending her show with "Be Nice" before? What was first, Big Brother or Ellen?
I don't know.
Because what did Ellen say? Be kind.
How many seasons did Ellen have? This is like what, the 26th season of Big Brother?
Yeah, I think maybe that was before.
But like, God, dude, imagine too, once you get in Big Brother, you can just like go on all those shows. Traders. That's really the only one I would want to go on. I'm not going to be
Imagine
into the physical challenge
We've
ones.
never seen someone fangirl over Alan Cumming.
But if I were there,
Oh my god, I actually think if I met him, I'd cry.
you would pee yourself.
I'd say,
Admit it.
Alan, the amount of times I have fallen asleep watching your.
You would go, Alan, wait. Inside, outside, it is winter.
But
in here, it is so
hot.
And he's like, okay,
Yeah, and
let's
I'm like,
get her out quick.
wait, I'm not done.
Wait, do you have a spare pair of pants?
I brought my own.
soiled
I
myself?
brought my own suspenders.
You go, welcome, bienvenue, welcome. Not Phoebe doing her little fussy movement.
oh, cabaret, oh, cabaret. That's what he does. In cabaret, in cabaret, in cabaret.
All that stuff. Yeah.
Guys, I know that he's not from America, but he's an American hero.
He's the greatest MC ever and just such a staple in our culture.
And I think I was listening to Lost Culture, and they were like, he could do it again. Like if he wanted to go back, I mean, maybe not this version.
Yeah.
That's currently on Broadway, but
On the big bad Broadway. What just happened?
I just love Cabaret. I think it's a perfect music. I mean, it truly is one of the greatest pieces of art
Oh my
that's
god.
ever been made.
See, we know. Can we please talk about another great piece of art, Vanderpump Villa? Because Stassi
Season 2.
Schroeder is joining us.
Can you believe it?
Oh my god, could you believe your eyes?
No. Well, I only could because it was set up like my Instagram feed, the way that I saw a picture of Lisa and Stassi before I saw the video.
Mhm.
And then the video was happening, and I was like, it's probably Stassi. And I was like, she's going to say, like, Pinot Grigio or goat cheese balls.
Dude.
I could have even freaking written the book.
I submitted my friend group to go on the show.
I know, and I
You're
actually...
a swing, and I don't want to hear it. Swings are important.
I saw your close friend story. I didn't even get a tag.
Well, you're not in the bomb squad, Phoebe. I'm sorry. You didn't even go to firefighting school. You literally can't be in the bomb squad, and you don't want to be. It's a tough job. Someone's got to do it. But you are a swing,
What
Phoebe.
if they had to do Big Brother? What if one day they did a season of Big Brother where they found a friend group?
We always talk about doing like a Big Brother or like a
Would it
Traitors.
ruin lives?
I think it would ruin friendships, maybe.
What if there was no money on the line? It was just a title.
Oh, that's maybe worse. That's actually maybe worse. Because it'd be like, if it was for, $750,000, we'd be like, oh, well, I get it. If it's just for the title, that might be. But it's like, but for some of us, that's enough.
It's like, Caroline, why are you yelling?
Why do you assume it'd be me? Anyway, I'm so excited. But she's also getting her own reality show.
Oh,
Did you see
that
that?
news?
It's going to be called Stassi Says.
Is it on Bravo?
It's going to be on Peacock.
Oh.
And it's going to be a comedic half-hour docu-series where it follows like Stassi's group of friends and whatever, and everyone's life is falling apart, and she has to keep them all afloat, apparently, is the premise of the show. And it's like a docu-series, but it's supposed to be funny.
Which I don't know if
minutes.
any of you are familiar with Stassi Schroeder's work, but that would be like if the Valley's premise was Jax and Kristen have to keep everybody's lives together.
No, because Stassi has
got
evolved.
her life together.
She's evolved. And the thing is, if Stassi were to channel her powers
For good.
into I think she could run that ship like the Marines. Like, I think she could absolutely do anything if she
Just put her
had
mind
the
to it.
motivation to like channel her energy into that. And I think becoming a mother.
Thank God
maybe
for
she
Bo.
is. He's so sweet. I love them together. I can't wait to watch. I've missed Stassi Schroeder on my screens. She just talk about bread in a lab for reality
Yeah,
TV.
I mean, her and Kristen they really were like constructed for that.
I mean, and to think like at that time too, they had no money. They were really not making much money, and they were just like
that.
delivering. They were like, I don't need anything.
That's
to
why
act
when
like
people
this.
like, especially with Bravo shows, when they say that like our reality TV script, I'm like, no, it's not, because you couldn't come up with what Vanderpump Rules is.
No, and you never. I mean, I guess they could have guessed because they invested a lot of money into it. But in my mind, I'm like, you never could have guessed what you were walking into.
No, and I would now that on Seek Treatment they're talking about it because Kat is watching it for the first time.
Right.
And they're just like so smart in the way that they talk about it, and they're like, it's just really interesting to watch it back, knowing where all of them are now. And like when you watch that first episode, and they're all just like, I want to be famous, and it's like,
it's actually kind of like
sad.
eerie. Yeah, if you like really think about it.
It's really but it is that like side of LA. It's like the underbelly, you know.
Totally.
Especially, oh my God, Tom, you got famous, buddy.
Oh, you sure did. God, I mean, it really is like, I wonder, you go back in time and you ask Tom Sandoval season 1, you're going to have all this, but it's at like, I'll show you what your life can be.
And I'm going to show you how badly you're going to fuck it up.
Or just, I'm going to show you what your life can be. But if you want, like, you'll be so famous, you'll have a lot of money, you'll have a lot of things going on, but you will have to become this person and go through this to get it. Would you still do it? Like, I wonder, you know?
I think he'd say yes.
I think he'd say yes.
I don't know if some of the others, like, I don't think Katie would.
I don't even know if Sheena would. I think she would, but I think she would say no because it would seem like she's been through so much and it's been so hard on her, and that's not what she's in this for. It's like she didn't choose this life. You know what I mean? It'd be like martyr kind of thing.
Right.
Did you know Lucy Hale's real name is Karen?
No.
Someone wrote that in.
Is Lucy her middle name?
Karen Lucille Hale. And it's funny because, like, honestly, I know Aria doesn't seem on the surface like a Karen, but goddamn,
One day.
she's the most Karen out of all of them. She's the one who's going to be like, what do you mean I have to use a QR code? I don't use I don't use electricity.
She just drove here in an EV.
Yeah. Don't ask me about that.
I mean, I'm not going to pollute the earth.
Yeah. What,
But
crazy?
Lucille Hale is a beautiful name. I'm like, okay, why didn't we just
Why?
leave it at that? Aria gives the vibe of no middle name. Also, guys, I made these stories today for the girls, and the usernames, I put some thought into it. I think I nailed what they would all be.
I didn't really know about Allie's.
Really?
Allie Dila?
Uh-huh.
Because it's Allie backwards.
Oh, no.
You didn't even think of that?
De Laurentiis.
No, I know.
Also, don't you think it's interesting? Well, I thought about if her middle name weren't so boring, I thought she might be one of the girls that does the first and middle name.
Oh.
But her middle name's Lauren. So Allison and Lauren didn't really look.
Honestly, Allison would just be Allison.
Just
like that would be her username.
Allison 901. And
Emily's would be like MEMF and then like 15 numbers.
that's crazy.
No, that's what hers would be.
I looked up her middle name and I did EC Fields.
Yeah, I could see that too. Or I could see her being like ECF_ a bunch of numbers.
Yes.
Or like swim. You know, like sharks.
Swimmer.
Rosewood Sharks.
Swimmer girl.
Yeah.
Hannah, I just added 3 N's to the end of her last name.
And like X333. You know? It's like heart with like a cross.
Oh.
That was like a thing
I see.
that I could totally see Hannah doing. As a millennial girl, yes.
What else?
Spencer's was Spencer.Hastings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. So clean,
Just
so
so-
simple,
so
so fresh, so
classic.
clean. So what do you think of the It Ends With Us press tour? Is
I-
it giving Don't Worry Darling?
It's giving something much darker, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I
Are
think.
we as a society turning on Blake Lively? Like,
That
what's
seems to be
it
the-
worries me.
It seems to be the consensus. And because there have always been stories about her.
Really?
You know, like, and going back to the Leighton Blake,
Well,
I
I
think
know they
when
don't like each
I
other,
think when
but-
that was happening, it was easy for us to be like, well, they're 2 young girls. They're both like the it girls.
Yeah.
But it's different. It's and like we'd seen that before with like Rachel Bilson and Misha Barton. Like there had been those kind of like
Yeah.
feuds before, so it was easy to be like, well, whatever. But not that he's the moral, like the morality police by any stretch of the imagination. But at BravoCon, Armie Hammer was there one time and he insinuated that he was like fired because it was hard for them to work with each other.
Well, hey, that makes sense.
I know.
Was he like, Blake, you are so hot, I could eat you. Hey, by the way, did we, like, is that confirmed?
He did a Piers Morgan interview and was like, and it is, this was, okay, I hate Piers Morgan, but this was funny because Armie Hammer's like, and it is just ridiculous that people think I'm a cannibal. And Piers Morgan goes, well, you did say, can I just read this for you? I am 100% totally a cannibal. and Armie Hammer's like, well, it's just that, like,
He goes, of course, there's context. Context is important.
And the context is everybody's got kinks. Ever heard of it? Everybody's got kinks.
This actually isn't cool. You're kink shaming me. Kink shaming is stop kink shaming 2024.
And Piers is like, I am 100% totally a cannibal.
He's like, some kinks must be shamed.
Yeah.
Army.
Because it's weird that his name is like Armand Hammer. And his dad's name was actually Armand.
Is it Armand?
No, it's Armand. But it's spelled Armand.
Interesting. Wait, so yeah, I mean, I keep seeing like, and I'm like, are these real? Are these fake? Who knows?
There was drama there was a little feud between Anna Kendrick and her.
Well,
which I've also heard Anna Kendrick is hard
to work with. So it's like, here's the deal. I believe that, and I'm conflicted on what I think about Blake Lively with the It Ends With Us premiere, because here's the thing.
Did you read the book?
No.
Me either.
But basically, to catch you guys up, apparently there's a rift because in post-production, Blake commissioned another editor, the editor of like Deadpool, to make another cut of the movie so that there were 2 cuts sent in. And one was the guy, whatever his name is, Anthony
I think his name's Justin.
Justin Baldoni. And hers.
Yeah.
And apparently then people are like, well, that's customary, that happens, but it does seem a little.
And his tested better.
Yeah,
so
I think they ended up using his. But then
no. I think they ended up using hers anyway.
Oh. Well,
and
then
apparently
she brought Ryan Reynolds on, and he wrote one of the scenes, and she said something. She was like, he works on everything I do, and I work on everything he does, and like all his wins are mine, and vice versa. I was just like, I don't want that. Like, don't you? It gives like a layer to their relationship of like
they're both kind of
control or like.
And also
like
the idea
it just
that
isn't
it's like
how I picture
the
them.
scene that Ryan Reynolds wrote for It Ends With Us was like a really romantic scene between her and the Justin guy.
Okay.
And I think he was like there on set while it was like being filmed and like giving notes. I'm just thinking of things that I think I saw. But I do think I listened to a TikTok today that spoke about something like that happening. Like I think he was there. But I think that was part of the conflict. It was like,
yeah.
It's acting. Like it's not, it was giving like he's taking the like love part of it too seriously or something. But it's like, you guys are both actors.
Yeah. But also then there were like reports that he was like out filming Deadpool the whole time so that he couldn't have been. So like, yeah, it's kind of conflicting.
I need them to set the record straight.
But then
go on Armchair Expert.
Yeah, please. All these people are going on the red carpet for the premieres, and like Jenny Slate, and like they're being asked questions about Justin, and they are just completely not saying his name.
It's really crazy.
Not answering. And the thing is that I feel like we're all just, I don't understand how the narrative here is immediately that it's her.
Well, that's a good point.
Like I just I'm like, what is the concrete
another layer
here?
To I think why people are taking his side initially is because the rumor about the cuts is that his was more honest about it. It didn't romanticize the domestic violence at all, whereas I think the other cut kind of excuses it a little bit more. And on the carpets, he's been very candidly talking about that layer of the story, and I think everybody else is kind of advertising it like it's a rom-com.
One of the things he said is that he thought he should take a step back and let the women tell that story more than he should, like, because it is so whatever. So I wonder if part of that is just because.
And what was that quote that he said today that seemed a little shady?
About how he thinks that people don't think he knows what he's doing because he will so easily like change his mind. And
well, there was no. This was about someone asked if they would do another like.
Well, he was like, I think it needs an all-female production team.
Well, no, he said specifically. He said, I think Blake would do that a lot better than me.
Oh, he was like, yeah, I think Blake's ready to direct.
Yeah. That's what it was. That's what it was.
I did also think was shitty.
Yeah, I wonder. But I didn't even think about that wrinkle of like maybe we are just like conditioned to immediately think that she's
and I just was like, because I was looking, I was like, what is the like? Give me
there
something.
Didn't seem to be like an inciting incident.
Yeah, like give me something where I can see, like it wasn't like with Don't Worry Darling where like Olivia Wilde was already kind of a pariah, you know? It was like,
well, yeah, she was posting videos disparaging her leading lady.
Yes, I mean yes, and like everything with like, you know, her family and Harry and all that. Like there was so much where we didn't hold her in this high regard, but I honestly am like, they would be so thrilled at the opportunity to like nail her to the cross in that way, you know? But I'm just speculating. Like, I'm just saying, like, I don't know, but I wonder if part of it is that I just was like, wow, it's crazy how quickly, like, I last night saw a lot of stuff that was like, oh, the cast doesn't like Justin.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, thinking they were on the women's side. And then it's like, well, yeah, because blah, 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 blah. And nothing was like sticking out to me as worthy of.
Yeah.
I
I'll
don't
be
know.
curious to see what else starts to come out about it.
Yeah, I am really interested. I do want to see it, but I haven't read it. So, but also, okay, so I also read that nobody follows Justin on Instagram, but he follows all of them.
Whoa.
Nobody follows him. That to me is like a red flag. Like, I'm sorry, if none of them are following you, that makes me feel like there's something about you, and maybe they're protecting you by not saying it. Like, that's honestly how that makes me feel. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is it that they're just like, we don't want the movie to become about like how much we don't like you, but like it's like, sort of like how I'm like,
But then just play nice.
okay, but what if they can't? Like, in my mind also, I'm thinking like, okay, think about the times that there are people who spoke out about being on set with Shia LaBeouf. You know what I mean? And it's like the movie then completely becomes about that, about whatever. And it's like they're, for the sake of the movie, putting it, you know, they're just like getting through the movie premiere and everything, but they don't want to work together, and they're just not going to like acknowledge it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I could just see, I'm like, something has to have happened for none of you to be following this person,
Yeah.
because you know people are going to look. Something has
That's
to have
true.
happened for you to do enough things as a cast that people are extrapolating this much. You know what I mean? Like, so what is it? Why don't you like him? Because there must be a good reason if none of these people fuck with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
it's weird.
but it's so interesting to me that no one fucks with him, but automatically everyone's like, Blake Lively must be the monster. And it's like, well, he follows her. Everyone follows Blake. No one follows him.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. I just am like, I could be completely off base, but it was just kind of where my mind went with it today. But yeah, because no one follows him. But also another wrinkle is that he and Colleen Hoover like have been seen like getting coffee and hanging out. So
Recently? Because I thought they were beefing too now.
oh, are they? I don't know.
Because
Just,
I
like
think
throughout
Part
filming,
of
I
the
think.
narrative was that Blake, after she had her cut made, like cozied up to Colleen so that Colleen would go with that cut of the movie instead of Justin's. But again, I do think how much of this is just us wanting there to be something.
Probably 95% of it.
They're probably like, wait, what? No, I don't know.
And like the one video that was so condemning was the Jenny Slate answer, where she like, they asked her about, they were like, oh, how was it working with Justin? And he was, you know, the director, and he was in the movie, and he blah, blah, blah. And she was like, yeah, well, when sometimes I just think like, wow, I really only ever want to have one job, I think. I really just love it. And yeah, I was like, wow, it's really gotta be hard to have all, so I just think I'm good with one job.
Oh,
And the way she said it, it was like,
she won't talk about him.
she won't talk about him at all. And the way she said it was like, as if, was he really bad at having all those? Like, it's something.
I wonder if it was more just like
She's
she
like,
was trying to find a way to answer the question without
but
it.
the other thing I'm thinking is Jenny Slate's just like that. Like, what if she was just genuinely like, her
Making
little
a
brain
joke
was like,
about it.
"Do-do-do-do-do." Like she
and
just,
she's probably trying. I mean, she's not like.
she started answering it, and then she got on a
Yeah,
tangent like
that's a good
anyone does,
point.
but everyone's like, oh my God, she's like not saying anything about him. And pair that with the fact that she's not following him, and pair that with the fact that, you know, whatever, and it turns into this thing.
Yeah.
So who knows? I will be interested to see. It is not quite as overt as it was with Don't Worry Darling, but it is interesting to me. And I do hope that we're not gonna have to kiss Blake and Ryan goodbye as a couple that we love. Like, I don't want them to become.
Yeah, I do.
I
mean,
see that, like, we've got, you know, Chrissy and John. We've got Blake and Ryan. Like, we need these relationships that just, like, really center us as a society. What are some other ones? Amal and George.
that's a good one.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we need these couples that
Leo and Kate
stay
Winslet.
together. They're not together. So
I know.
That's actually not one.
In theory.
That is actually not
That's
one. You
why
know,
that was
I
the-
used to
was the
say
joke.
Miley and Liam.
Ugh.
That was a tough break. for me.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, we're so happy for her. She can buy herself flowers. But at the time, like, stuff. What do you think of the rumors that Selena is engaged?
Probably.
I saw pictures of her, like a mirror selfie she took, and she put like an emoji.
Just so she. Well, okay. The emoji tells me she's not engaged.
Well, listen. Well, what?
The emoji tells me
Did you see the picture?
She wants. Was it right over her wedding ring?
Well, wait, listen, because someone posted it on Twitter, and I thought they were posting it to say, like, oh my God, she's obviously teasing that she's engaged because she's got the heart emoji over her ring finger, basically. And someone goes, she's hiding her vape. And they're like, I can't believe, like, someone gave her a kidney and she would literally vape. Like, that is so fucked up. And whatever.
Guys, no one can do anything
But
right.
then I was like zooming in and I'm like, okay, there might be a vape there, but also is no one thinking what I'm thinking, that maybe she's hiding the engagement ring? No one said it.
I think what Selena wanted to do was every week she has to see another tabloid that says Taylor Swift's engaged.
Dude.
Or like, is Taylor engaged to Travis finally?
Wait.
And she was like, well, I'm just going to get people talking.
Are Selena and Taylor low-key Girl So Confusing remix?
Yes, ever since that Swiftie, yes, you're going to hear this right. The Swiftie fan account post that Selena Gomez, the verified Instagram account, commented on, when they posted a picture of Taylor with all of her friends at the Super Bowl, and it said Taylor with all her friends at the Super Bowl in the caption, Selena commented the like sad face with one tear and a heart.
Okay, grow up.
Selena, get off your phone.
Selena,
Throw your
actually
cellular
needs
device
to
in the water.
Can you reach her?
No.
You can't.
Uh-huh.
Wait. I was gonna ask about the social thing you made. Was it just like so guys, a little peek behind the curtain. We have talked about a few social ideas that Phoebe could make.
This one came out of,
for example, Hinge profiles. We've been talking about this for almost a year.
the Hinge profiles are done.
Where are they?
They've been done since May.
Where are they?
In the Canva.
You need to send them to me.
I'm
I'm not just looking.
I have sent them to you when I finished them.
I have not seen them. Any of them. So you should send them to me again. Because I have not seen them. But anyway, it's okay. I don't care. You thought I just wasn't using them though?
Yeah.
Well, you never said anything. I thought they just weren't done and I just wasn't nagging you about it.
No, they've been done since
We'll send them
for a
to
couple
me.
months.
And I'll post them. But anyway, she today sends me out of nowhere these graphics she's been working on. Actually, yesterday she goes, "Oh, I'm working on this, by the way."
While I was editing the podcast, because we started singing. Well, we were talking about Spencer, and
we
we
did
said
not sing anything by Lorde in that.
no. But we said, I said you're a little much for me. That was Spencer's
Oh.
vibe, and I was like, oh, that could be cool if we did like certain albums.
You ran with
we
that.
did like okay, each girl has a song on Melodrama.
Okay.
Each girl has a song on this.
So that's just where I was like, I just didn't know you had that whole
Right.
thought process. You just didn't share it. So I get like 5 images of Instagram stories with a song from Melodrama. And I was like, I see what we're doing here, but why this album that came out years ago? I'm like, why not like Brat? That's I think where I was the most confused. I was like, so I feel like I must be missing something here with Lorde specifically. But you just were like, any album.
Oh no, it was because Spencer was liability.
I do think that you should do that with more of them. And I will post that. But I do think we might need a little context.
I was telling Lily, I was like, okay, and Aria's Writer in the Dark, and Lily goes, why not Spencer? And I was like, on what planet is Aria getting any other song other than Writer in the
That's the day you kissed a writer in the dark.
That's so fucking Aria. That is
Yes.
fucking Aria.
I am.
Okay. We can't do this. We do this every episode where we sing for 4 minutes.
Everyone likes it. Everyone's like, more. Everyone's always saying more. More. What were we just talking about?
I don't know, but I'm sure we can move on.
Okay, let's do our rotations then.
All
Unless
right.
you had stuff in the note.
No.
Phoebe's over this.
No, I'm not. I like was trying to figure out how long we were gonna make these episodes. We're at like an hour and a half.
Well, I don't even know how long we've been talking.
I just told you we're at like an hour and a
Okay.
half.
Chill. Phoebe fucking hates me right now, and I don't know why.
Well, I don't.
Is anyone else hearing what I'm hearing?
Anyway, my dream rotation first is the freaking GOAT, Simone Biles.
Not me thinking you were like freaking goats. I was like, okay.
No, Simone Biles, that girl. Oh my god.
She really is that girl.
She
huh?
really, I mean, she can do fucking anything. Dad was telling me that on one of her floor routines, she literally was in the air, clocking in at like 11 feet high.
It is insane.
And by the way, guys, she's 2 feet tall.
She is 2 feet tall. 2 feet tall on a good day. No, it really is amazing. It really is amazing. And it really is amazing how they don't have such massive wedgies. Oh, it looks painful.
Well, Caroline would
Tell
know she
me
hasn't been
about it.
watching the Olympics.
Well, I obviously have seen the stuff. I've seen gymnast stuff. It's
But
everywhere.
she is just
It's
so
the only one I care
freaking-
about, so I do watch it when I see it.
She's so freaking amazing. Katie Ledecky could have been on here too. I love her. Or Sha'Carri. She had a great story this year. But I mean, I think the track and field is what I've enjoyed the most out of everything, which is crazy. There were two things. One was the pole vaulter.
I know why you liked it the best, because it was the most freaking juicy. Can't believe that guy's schlong cost him the gold. That's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Wait, I saw this tweet that was so funny. It was like,
Oh, I know
it was
exactly
like
what
after watching the Olympics, talking to your boyfriend. No, I like yours. I feel like you'd be really good at pole vaulting.
I saw one that was like the guy back at the
What's with the like feet that are just like you keep placing right in my eye line and like spreading your toes, and you keep looking at them, and I'm like, is there something to see here? Oh no, again, it's just her fucking foot. You can have it out, but what's with the showing it off and stuff? Oh my god, I have feet too.
I know that's why I have this pillow fort.
Okay, well I don't like. Well,
You could build one.
well, I thought I had one, but you keep finding you keep like. And my feet are dirty because I was watering plants and I was wearing Birkenstocks, and some wood chips and stuff got in my shoe. There's nothing worse. Great, I bent my page.
I bent it.
Great.
I bent my
page in my notebook.
Anyway, there's this tweet was like this guy back at the Olympic Village. Yeah, I didn't win the medal. Do you want to know why?
That
so
is, I mean,
funny.
the video is hilarious.
How
I mean, it's devastating, of course.
Yeah, terrible. But the two that's not what I was talking about though. There were two alchemy moments. One was when this guy from Sweden maybe was doing the pole vault and he like beat a world record.
Wow.
And he gets up and he runs over to his girlfriend and
Aw.
like, oh my gosh, the hug was crazy. And like they have to jump up high to get up
Yeah.
there. The second
Good thing they're
was
Olympic athletes.
this track this like track couple, but one of them is in the Paralympics and one of them is in the Olympics.
Wow.
And so
That's crazy.
she won the gold and for the the long jump. And she runs over. You'll find the pictures. I think Peacock posted them. She jumps up and he catches her
Oh.
and picks her up and he goes, "You're the Olympic champion."
Oh my god,
You were the champion.
Cute.
It was oh my gosh, so cute. But that's why I love the Olympics. And the commercials are so good. Just like watching people's dreams come true.
That's how I feel about award season. Yeah.
Yes. But what I like about the Olympics in a way that's different than the award season is that these feel like regular people. I know they're Olympians, but like in a lot of these
are like the least regular people
but
you
I
will
mean like
ever
in
meet.
most of the sports, with the exception of like names like Simone Biles and the gymnasts mainly and the swimmers, I'd say they feel like people that are just like
Feels
like
like
when we
someone
were-
you could
when-
go and have a beer with.
when we were in Charleston, we saw someone walking by that had the Olympic rings tattooed on his calf. Like these people were just like
we
walking
have,
around.
There was an Olympic swimmer from Lebo.
Yes, I know. I think she raced around the time of Katie Ledecky's start. Anyway, next is Lady Gaga. Just because I love her. And I made this list 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so Phoebe loved her performance.
Yes. And then lastly, Celine Dion.
Okay, love that.
There was nothing more. And they said this, she said this, I guess, at one point that like it was her dream. And I'm not so sure. I love Celine, but I'm not so sure I buy this because I'm like, people I don't think are known to perform on the Eiffel Tower. But she said that her dream was
It's
to
always been my
she said
dream.
her dream was to perform at the Eiffel
It's
Tower.
always been my dream to scale the Eiffel Tower and perform hanging from the top. God
But
bless
she-
America.
She just
that what she's
sounded
saying?
so good and it was so beautiful. I think it like stopped raining a little bit while she was up there.
Aw.
It was, oh my God, it brought a tear to my eye. And what's crazy is I also enjoyed the performance of Imagine, if you can even believe it.
And that song
Which
is famously triggering for you.
Which, if you can believe it, they play every year that's like the Olympic song.
That is
they play Imagine by
crazy.
John Lennon every 4 years at the Olympic opening ceremonies.
You
and
know what they
apparently-
should play instead?
During volleyball, a beach volleyball game today or yesterday, there was a fight happening between the teams. Like the girls
Fun.
were like fighting across the net. They start playing Imagine in the stadium to like settle them down.
Did it work?
And no.
Suddenly the girl's like,
Suddenly they're
and fall
they're in a
asleep.
hypnosis, and we find out that when they get to the Olympic, this is why there's never going to be a reality show. They sit them all down in the Olympic Village
Oh my
in
god.
seats, and they bring a hypnist in.
Yes, and then they start
And-
walking around and they're like, Floop is a madman, help us, save us.
But
and we're like,
but instead of
oh
that,
my
they're
god,
like,
Alan Cummings here. Did you know Alan Cummings is Floop?
yes.
Well, you just never mention it.
Well, that was the first thing I ever saw the man in.
Yeah, but you never mention it.
Well, I mean,
I
some,
just was checking
some
and
of
making
his-
sure.
some of his best work.
I know that.
I watched. He did like one of those like Vanity Fair, like My Career, and I love. A 10 out of 10 recommend go watch it because the way that he talks about his work is like everything is the best thing he's ever done.
His accent also sounds totally fake. But I love that about
Sounds like he's
it.
playing a character all the time.
Like on Traders, I'm like, okay, we're playing this up a little bit, right?
A little bit. But he just like, and I like that because sometimes you watch those interviews or you hear people like, I hate to drag her name into this, but like Renee Rapp, like when people talk about their old work without
And they're like, oh my god, that horrifying, embarrassing thing I did. And it's like there was a whole team of people working on that.
and also at one point you really believed in it.
yeah.
And like Alan
Or
Cumming,
if you didn't, it's like, okay, so
Alan-
why'd you do it? Just for the check?
but
like,
Alan Cumming could be like when Spy Kids is brought up, he'd be like, I mean, it was a kids movie, but
Yeah.
he's like, it's really cool. Like he talked about how much he loved doing it at the time, and then he was like, and now the kids that grew up watching me as Floop will run into me, and they're like at the bar, and they're like,
and they start moving around in circles. They go, "Who was a madman? Help us, save us!" He's like, and there was this one girl. Her name was Caroline or something. She really committed. Still kind of sends a shiver down my spine. I hope she's okay.
and
Thanks, Alan.
what is your rotation?
Well, I first just wanted to say that Spy Kids is kind of like a cornerstone. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's not really the same. Like, what could he really say about it? You know, that was bad.
Well, what could you really say about it? I dare you to say something bad about
Literally
Spy
dare you to.
Kids.
Dare you to. Alexa
oh my
Vega
God.
will
That
be answering.
that scene where they take the car.
I know exactly, and they go into
And
the lair, and it's like,
and
the
there's that
coolest
microwave.
fucking place, dude. Yeah, and all the drawers full of like weird like,
Gadgets.
gadgets and shit. Oh my god! But then of course it's all ruined. But they get the cool jetpacks.
and his
No, that
fucking-
is the most fun.
His when you get to Floop's castle and it's
Yeah.
like what you would imagine the inside of a drip castle.
Yes,
a drip sand castle.
exactly.
looking.
And also when they're all like running around like their feet on the ground, like it really sounds good. Just from like an ASMR standpoint, that movie has really good sounds. I remember that.
I think I'm gonna watch it.
Oh, we're watching it. We're watching it as I hold you hostage. Okay, so my dream my nightmare rotation. Number 1 is
Caroline has to roll up her sleeves for
number
this.
1 is fun suckers. Okay? There's nothing worse. And I'm actually going to just kind of get real specific here because what I'm talking
Name-
about
Kelly
I'm
Cochran.
going to name names. When I'm saying fun suckers today, I mostly mean anyone who tells me that I should not be celebrating fall or Halloween or anything before like September 15th. mind your own fucking business.
agree.
Okay? Because I am barely hanging on. All right. Not only is it disgusting outside and I hate wearing summer clothes, but number two, it's like, oh my God, if you live in the Northeast, then fall is kind of like the whole thing. Like that is
It's
like
the whole
what
point.
you're waiting for. Like you're waiting for those leaves to start dropping. And it's just the vibes. I can't even explain. It brings me joy in a way summer literally could never. All the fun things you can do in summer doesn't hold a candle.
Oh my God.
So when I want to buy the fall scented candle at Target, I shouldn't have to feel like I'm looking over my shoulder. Like someone's gonna be like, oh my God, can you believe it's already out and it's August? Like, why? Because this is called chestnut.
oh my God.
Why? Because this is called chestnut harvest and I shouldn't be buying it in August? I'll do whatever I want. It just makes me so, and then it's like, I'm burning it and yeah, like it's tricking me. Yeah, I'm feeling like it's like I'm gonna have a bonfire and like hand out candy, but I have to wait still. But also when I talk to someone about this, or when I say I'm ready to wear sweaters, or I'm ready to start like buying Halloween decorations, or I'm ready to just start like, you know, doing all this stuff, getting them out, getting them ready. Cause I don't want to start setting it up and Chuck. I don't want to start setting it up.
The sigh was so funny.
He believes in this too, so I don't know what that was about. I don't want to start setting up September 1st. I want to start enjoying it September 1st. So if that means I have to set up at the end of August, then so be it.
I agree.
And it's the same thing. Fun suckers. Sorry, Mom. People who were like, oh my God, why are you wearing a sweatshirt? Why aren't you wearing like summer clothes? It's like, oh
it's
my
not
God,
your
like,
problem.
you're not wearing it. Who cares? And it's the same people that
When
are
I
like,
walked-
it's way too early.
When I walked
and
into
blah, blah,
Mullets
blah.
in my sweatshirt, and the people that worked there that were sitting at the bar, they were like, do you know what season it is outside?
Oh my God, no. Like,
And I was like, fuck off.
it's so annoying.
Also,
First
it's
of all,
cold
why,
in here.
why are you paying attention to what I'm wearing? You're obsessed with my body.
Sorry, just tell me. Just say that you want me to take my shirt
You
off.
can't stop looking at my body. I know. I believe
Why
me.
do you think
I
I'm
can
in this
tell.
sweatshirt?
Everyone can tell. Okay, but everybody. Why do you think I'm wearing this? I'm tired of being objectified.
I can tell everybody in here wants to rail me.
I know everybody in here wants to raw dog sex with me. It's all over your faces. Okay, my eyes are up here.
I start freaking in the middle of Mullets. I'm like, all right, yeah, everybody take a picture. It'll last longer. And you know what, while you're at it, I'll just strip down right here and then I'm going to go about my merry way. And
Take a picture of me in all my layers. Here, take a picture. This is kind of how many I got. You know what? Let's play strip poker.
you guys want to see my body so badly.
Well,
You
guess
perverts.
what? Takes two to freaking tango. Strip.
And I have a great poker face. I'm all in, buddy.
Wait, what just happened? Where did we go just now? No, but yeah. No, but yeah. That's exactly it. It's like, just shut the fuck up.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
going to just dress how I'm dressing. And if I'm hot and sweating my ass
That's
off,
my
that's my
problem.
business. It's my prerogative.
But also,
actually.
can
It's
we-
my prerogative.
Can we stop having the idea that just
it's okay
because
to comment on what someone's wearing?
just because it's hot outside, and like if I'm going to do an outdoor,
Hey, baby, it's cold inside this heart.
if I am going to do an indoor activity, you know that in the summer the air conditioning is on full fucking blast. It's gonna be cold.
But
I'm
the other
gonna
thing
be
is-
cold. That's why I'm in the sweatshirt.
Hey.
I'm not doing an outdoor activity.
If I show up and I'm in a sweatshirt, like I'm going to a movie,
Yes.
of course I'm going to wear a sweatshirt.
Oh my God, you'd be crazy not to.
You'd be
when I see people in shorts and a
You'd be
t-shirt,
crazy. But then if it's not freezing in there, if the air conditioning isn't
I'm
on,
like, hey,
and people are like, aren't you hot? And I'm like, well, I shouldn't be. I'm
Well,
like, hey,
literally-
actually, I'm prepared and you're all idiots. Because if things were running normally around here, you guys would be the ones looking stupid. You'd have goosebumps all over your arms. Can't
and I'd
imagine anything.
notice.
You'd have goose pimples all over
I
your arms.
fucking hate goose pimples.
Really? You hate having them or you hate the word?
The words.
Okay. All right. Next. So anyway, fun suckers on both sides of that equation. Same thing with Christmas, by the way. I'll start whenever I want. Thank you. I'll start listening to carols whenever I want. And I'll put up my tree whenever I want.
And I'll leave it up till February.
And I just don't want to like, and that's
We can
actually,
leave the
that's
Christmas
normal.
lights
That's
up
acceptable.
till January.
I'm like, that's not,
But someone said that that's the point of the lyric, which I guess I get. People are like, it's supposed to be like the mundane stuff. Because I think
Well,
John Mayer made fun of it. Keep her name out of your mouth.
Actually, yeah. Okay, you know what? Next is John Mayer. Wow, that was easy.
Is he actually?
Well, now he is. It was humidity, but let's just put him in there. Same thing. Same diff. He just pisses me off. And you just told me something else about him that I hated. So, John Mayer.
All right. And who's last?
The Lantern Bugs.
They're back.
Oh, they're back with a vengeance.
I think
and I'm sorry, they've learned a few new tricks. Suddenly, they need to be in fucking Paris. I'm like, why are you here? You should be at the Olympics doing the long jump because what's this? The jumping has gotten out of hand. Okay, it's got me thanking spiders, Phoebe. No, I mean it. I saw a spider web outside. I was like, great, I gotta knock this down. And then I saw
all the lantern flies,
and I was like, there's only one, but I was like, you know what? It's a baby one. So
yes, which actually
you get to live another day, spider.
I saw when I was here in May, I think I was starting to see like these little bugs.
And you didn't know what they were.
With at first, like the white dots on the back looked like they were like they had bubbles all over. Like,
are they eggs?
No.
Oh.
They're the white dots that would be on.
Well, yeah.
But like I wasn't putting together that it was a lanternfly, so I was like, the way that the light would hit, like the way that it looked like they had like a bubbly back.
Well, and it's like, how do they get?
But
it's like, how do they get so big?
I googled a picture. I like did the thing on Google where you can search
a
picture, and they were lanternflies. But I think I misremembered last year. I think I thought they were a summer thing, and I'm now remembering how bad it was in the fall.
Oh my god, I didn't remember that, and I also was thinking it was a summer thing, and like I just thought. Yeah, I thought we were kind of making it out unscathed, and I was like, okay, we had to have a murder summer last year.
But we all banded together.
But we did it, and here we are. You know, we're reaping the benefits. But no, they're back, and they're jumping like crazy. And here's the thing. I'm also like, they kind of piss me off. They're a little arrogant because they will wait till the last second to jump. And it's like, okay, stop. Like, it's like, you obviously know I'm coming for you.
And
like,
also, not to get morbid, but it's the least satisfying bug to kill.
Well, it's satisfying when they just let you do it. But if I have to run around the fucking street, I'm like, they're making me run into traffic. They're luring me into traffic. It's manslaughter.
There's no crunch.
Well, sometimes there is.
And sometimes, this is so gross, but sometimes when you step on them, they kind of like spring back up. Like their body, like
the red, and you think it's blood. You're like, oh, whoa, but it's not blood. But, well, here's what I'll say, Phoebe. There is a crunch if you get to casually kill it. Now, typically, most people who are killing lanternflies are not casually doing it. They are stomping their feet around as hard as they can.
They've been leaping for
because they're like so fucking mad, and they keep trying to like go really fast.
You're out of
so
breath.
Your foot is hitting the ground so intensely that you couldn't feel or hear it if there was a crunch. You just think it was your bones.
Thumb vibes.
Fee, fi, fo.
Thumb.
So lantern bugs, though, yeah, I don't know what's up with the jumping. It's too much. And then I saw one today, and I was like, I have bug spray. So I come inside, I get the bug spray, just start spraying it. It's still jumping. I'm like, you're gonna jump that high still? and then I literally went to step on it, jumped again. I was like, okay, you can't be killed. And so I haven't actually had the pleasure yet
of killing
of killing one.
I came into contact with one today.
How'd it go? Is it still out there?
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like it's like the mafia.
No, it does feel that way. Speaking of, though, the Mayor of Kingstown is so good, and I want you to watch it. It is so good.
I'm starting Sex after OC. I'm starting Sex and the City.
Okay, this is not the same thing. There are only 3 seasons of it. Each season is 10 episodes, and it's like a completely different show.
I'll try, but I think I'm gonna love Sex and the City.
You probably will,
because it's doing 2 things for me.
Okay.
One, people looked normal when this was filmed. Like they looked normal for their age.
That's so true.
And it's like, okay, wait.
Dare I say some of them looked bad?
Yeah, some of the teeth situation.
Oh my god, isn't it crazy?
Yeah, I don't know how we really did that.
I know.
But it also is like a reminder of how young 30 is. Like I love because normally these shows are like 20 somethings.
I know.
Like even like I feel like Girls is like
they're like, wait, these girls are like almost 40. I love that.
And Girls they're 20-year-olds, right?
I don't know. I don't remember, but I think they're in their 20s.
But like and it feels like they are like on the cusp of like dying.
Yeah.
But with like Sex and the City, it's already like, oh, okay, wait, your life doesn't end at 30, and also like
kind of gets better.
It is like you just have to like And the second or third episode, they're talking about like going out with 20-something-year-old boys,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, it's so
They're like, let's never do this again. This is fucking bullshit.
yeah. And it's like that puts into perspective how young people in their 20s are, and like how things do get better when you get older.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it made me like relax. Like watching it, I was like, wait, I don't have to be married tomorrow.
No, and
If SJP can roll around Manhattan single as can be,
single and ready to mingle.
but it also, I was talking to Mom about this. It's frustrating because culture was so different. I was talking about it with Maddie too. Of like, imagine. I know that they had like phones,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't have these.
No.
And imagine like going out with your friends and not having to wake up the next day like,
What did I do?
whose
What
story
did I
did I
say?
like?
Where is
whose
it?
story did I swipe up
Yeah.
on? Who did I text?
Right.
Whose story did I watch that I shouldn't have watched?
I
Like,
know.
you have to think of 100 trillion things that could have gone wrong. Imagine if you just had a landline.
No, it's really true because that's honestly one of the biggest reasons I don't like drinking that much is because I fucking can't handle the like embarrassment I feel
Mm-hmm.
when I'm sober.
And it's like there's no pictures really.
Yeah.
And I mean,
And if it is like it's a disposable or it's a camera you have to go get developed, so it's like
and you're not
by the time that actually
seeing-
happens, if that actually happens, you're not gonna remember.
and
or
you're not
care.
seeing what everybody's doing, but
Right.
also the idea of like the way that people meet, like they never
I
had to be
know.
on Hinge. They literally like Sarah Jessica Parker goes to lunch with her married couple friends and they like set her up with someone.
Yeah, I know.
Or like they go to house parties. It's like no one has house parties anymore.
That always was crazy to me though, because I'm like, what are you doing in your 30s going to house parties?
I guess that's a good point.
You know, like I don't want to be doing that. But also, hey, well, never mind. I was gonna say if you also want to feel good, watch How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, but I'm pretty sure she's like 23 in that.
Which, and Kate Hudson, I feel like in that movie is like 30.
Yeah. But also today when I was looking up to confirm that her name is Karen Lucille Hale, she's 35. Which like when you think about that, it's like okay.
She's lived a life.
She seems so young.
Yeah, she
And
does.
she looks so young. And she
Yeah.
like it really is just the older I get, the more I'm like, I really just think
The younger I am.
I know, but
older
I am
get,
actually
the
like
younger I
having
am.
like I'm having a little bit of trouble with the idea of turning 30 next year. The start of the school year always feels like the start of the new year, you
Yeah,
know? And so it's
especially
like,
around here. And thinking about how like the kids that were like kids when I was in school are going to college this year.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yes. The boys that I nannied since they were 5
That
are
is tough.
going to college, which is really troubling.
Yeah.
So anyway, on that note,
On that uplifting and positive message.
we have a few things I just want to remind you guys of. So, this is how we're doing the episodes from now on. Get freaking used to it. We are doing Tuesday, Thursday episodes, which I think is going to just make you guys so happy. And it's going to make us happy too. So Tuesday is going to be your pop culture, kind of whatever you guys want us to talk about and whatever we want to talk about episode. And then our Thursday episodes will be pretty much all recap. And yes, there were questions, things for us to talk about regarding Pretty Little Liars. We're just going to save all those for like the recap episode. So if you're like, why aren't they talking about it? It's because we're just saving it so that it's on topic. Other things, our summer book club did wrap up. Hope you all enjoyed. If you haven't already, go listen to last Tuesday's episode with Sarah Shepard, the author of Pretty Little Liars and Nowhere Like Home. We've gotten so much great feedback. Thank you guys for also just like being here from the beginning. It was really cool to get messages that were like, you guys were like, I'm so proud of you. And it's like, it's
Really
cool that you've
sweet.
been here from the beginning and like believed in us because we've also believed in it, but
Exactly.
it's cool because here we are, you know, and really you can fake it till you make it. So go listen to that episode. It's very, very cool and very fun. And if you didn't join the book club, but you want to start, you can literally read the book anytime. All the questions and discussion points are up. You'll have the episodes. There's one on Patreon and there's one everywhere with Sarah Shepard. So like you can literally do it whenever you want. Patreon schedule, I can't remember what it is right now, but it'll be coming out. You'll get an episode this Friday, next Friday, and the last Friday in August. And I can't think of anything else housekeeping wise. Just make sure you guys leave us reviews, tell us you love us, and tell everyone you know about us. And that's it.
Perfect.
We love you. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next week.
We'll see you Thursday.
We'll see you Thursday, but like for this one, we'll see you next week.
Okay.
We just have to kind of workshop this. Any ideas, let us know. Drop them in the freaking comments.
And Splat.
And Splat. Even.